Should you buy the Mad Gear practice rail off Amazon? I'm Butch Lehman of Roll, Minnesota. Today we're going to put this little guy to the test.
We're rolling. Welcome to Roll, Minnesota.
You're watching Roll, Minnesota.
You're watching Roll, Minnesota.
Minnesota seal of approval.
We're watching Roll, Minnesota.
Subscribe.
Hey everybody, what's up from Roll, Minnesota, your state of skate. Butch Lehman here out at the Roll, Minnesota headquarters, and it's the first day of spring. It's not feeling like it. We actually had a rare blizzard here in Minnesota. But like I said in the intro, today we're testing out the Mad Gear practice rail, and you can find these running on Amazon for roughly $100. It's a pretty good value for what you're getting, but does it stand up to the grind of an actual session? Well, that's a question we're going to explore today. Now, full disclosure, I actually bought this rail used and I haven't used it a whole lot just yet, but the few times that I have, it's been pretty solid. Also, in the past I've used the Subrosa rail. It's a BMX rail, much heavier duty, much more expensive, and they both have their own strengths and weaknesses, which I'm hopefully going to showcase in this video today. I think the best way to explain is to show you. So let's get into this. All right, I think we're all loosened up, a little bit loosey-goosey here, ready to actually get some tricks going. And the way I figured the best way to test this is to look at it from a couple of different angles. So number one, I want to see how solid is this rail. I don't know if you guys have ever had the opportunity to skate the old X Factor rails that you could pick up at Target or Walmart way back in the early 2000s, but they were sliding all over the place. And it made it a little bit dangerous to skate and took away some of the ability to spin into tricks and to switch up into tricks unless you were locked right on top. The second thing that I want to evaluate is its flexibility. And what I mean by that is it's height adjustable. There are different little pins that pull out and you can move the rail up a little bit if you want more of a challenge, drop it down lower if you're a beginner. And there's not a ton of deviation between those different notches, but it's something I want to explore because it is unique to this rail where you really don't get that option on the Subrosa unless you buy the extra smaller legs and change them out, which is a bit of a chore. Lastly, we need to know how this rail slides, right? I mean, that's the most important thing to a rail is it has to be fun to skate. So is it fun to skate? We'll find out. What do you guys think? We should probably do a negative test, huh? We'll go negative acid. Coming your way. Man, I forgot how hard a fish brain is on a low obstacle. It's either that or I'm just getting old.
1, 2, 3.
All right, so one of the big takeaways from this session so far is the rail does slide around quite a bit, even with the little rubber grips down at the bottom of the feet. So that's something you want to be aware of because that's not nearly as prevalent with the Subrosa rail. The material that it's made out of, the heavier nature of the rail, it really stays put. But this one, kind of sliding all over the place, especially if you're coming at it from an angle. Now, if you're a good skater and you're experienced and you know how to approach the rail right, you can compensate for that and it's not going to be an issue. But if you're new and you got to take those wider angles in, you might have some difficulty with that with the rail sliding in and out on you. So, I don't know, it's not my personal preference, but it's still a really good rail for the price. We're gonna put it through the true topside test. Now, I really like doing true topsoles and true top horns, but there are a few here that are really difficult for me. In fact, I'd say the true spin top acid is probably the hardest one, but also the true spin kind grind. So we'll see if we can get lucky today and get all 5 of them. It is the middle of the winter, so I'm a bit rusty, but we'll see if we can kick off some of that rust. Now, as you guys can see, one of the major differences between these two rails is the height. With the Subrosa rail, you're going to get a rail that's about twice the height as the Mad Gear rail. It's also more than twice the weight, and so that is an advantage, but it's also a disadvantage. If you're looking to transport your rail with you, both of them can easily be broken down and put into a car, maybe in a trunk, but the Subrosa is gonna weigh a lot more and it's gonna take longer to set up since you gotta take out bolts and then put the bolts back in. You need tools on hand. But with the Mad Gear, it's really just a series of pins that can easily be popped out and then put back in. So time is one of those resources that you need to consider, just like price. I can also tell you that the rail slides beautifully. It's really fast on the sole plates as well as on the H-blocks. And I'm working on it with some older skates that I've been using for the last year or so. So it's not like they're brand new, fresh sole plates either. But I'm really impressed with the way it slides out of the box. So in terms of price, right now you can pick up the Mad Gear rail on Amazon for about $100, and really that's not a bad price when you consider inflation and how expensive a pair of blades can be. Being able to spend $100 to take a session with you on the go in the car in a compact, easily transportable rail, I think is a pretty good deal. Now on the other hand, the competitor, the Subrosa rail, typically retails for about $240, but I believe right now you can catch them on sale for about $150. And if you ask me, that's the better deal, especially when you're considering the quality difference, as well as the heavy-duty nature of that rail. Now, which one is better? Ultimately, that's going to depend on your own interests and your own preferences. If you're looking for transportability and affordability, something that's really quick and easy to set up, to carry out with you, that Mad Gear rail, you really can't go wrong there. However, if you want something that's more durable, something that's heavier duty, that's not gonna slide out on you while you're skating, as well as have that upgradability in the future by combining multiple rails together and creating some unique setups, well then I think the Subrosa rail is the clear winner. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm Butch Lehman of Roll, Minnesota, reminding you to stay safe, stay healthy, and get out there and do some rollerblading. Until next time everybody, peace. So this has been a lot of work and it's still in progress, but we got the desk set up, the green screen set up, and this is where I'm gonna be working on a lot of my videos and actually filming videos for the Roll Minnesota channel. But this is pretty much it. There's, like I said, still a lot of missing pieces, but it's coming along.